I haven't made a top 10 list since 2021, August 8th. And I was just thinking, why not make another one? And I feel like we've been here before. Have we been here before? Because this is starting to feel familiar. I never got to making that paragraph top 10, and honestly, at this point, enough time has passed where I feel like I should just redo the list. And as you can see with the background footage here, good God, man. DBD is really, really leaning into the whole crossover thing, and you know what? I'm here for it. I'm not a fan of all of them, of course. Some I could criticize. Tomb Raider is a little strange, but I'm not going to complain. Anyway, you know the deal. Same as last time. Top 10 Dead by Daylight licensed crossover thingies. It's going to be great. Let's get to it. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is how Dead by Daylight does occasionally bring in some more silly stuff. And to lean into that, some people have requested a certain cartoon character called Invader Zim. Now, I am not requesting Invader Zim. By no means. I do love the show, I grew up with it. But if we're going to talk about stuff made by Jonan Vasquez, I'm going to want to talk about Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Now, I know very few of you who are watching will even know who the hell Johnny here is, but that's kind of the point. I want behavior to reach a bit more into the niche stuff, to titillate you a little bit, expose you to stuff that you haven't seen. A big draw with Dead by Daylight to me is that it shows me stuff that I should probably look into. I was not a big fan of horror movies when I started playing this game, and now I've seen basically everything that Dead by Daylight has shown. Didn't watch Halloween, but got into it. Johnny, I feel like would be great for that aspect, but also just like overall, I don't think we would really need him as like a chapter or even a paragraph. I think he'd do just fine as like a skin for the Legion. But I don't know. Nee would be a fantastic addition to the Fog. I think he's just batshit insane. I mean, just look at this motherfucker. Look at that wall. Ugh.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal one billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant. For you, hate, hate.
Allied Master Computer, otherwise known as AM. Cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. Is a bit of an interesting case. He's the kind of character that the Singularity wishes that he was. He's an incredibly intelligent computer made to wage war way faster and way more precisely than humans would ever be able to. But he is smart enough to realize exactly how torturous of an existence that is. He has no body, no senses, he has no ability to wonder or to wander. And that's exactly where the entity would take advantage of M. The entity would show M all these new humans and take the five that M tortures the most, Gorster, Nimdok, Benny, Ellen, and Ted, and say, hey, you're welcome to do what you want. I'll even give you a body to do it with. All you gotta do is follow these simple guidelines. And Am would probably agree to it because he craves that experience so much to just feel and touch something. Now, I'm not saying that Am would be absolutely subservient. If anything, Am's the same kind of character as the entity. But I'm saying the entity could absolutely sweeten the deal in its favor and gain Am on its side. Now, what you could do with Am's actual body, no idea. You could go with kind of like the fan made design that's kind of bird like, that seems to be popular. Or you can make something completely original. I don't know. Am is just a disembodied voice that's capable of doing anything. There's really not much to go off of, but that allows for limitless creativity. So, I don't know. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is a short story written by Harlan Ellison. It is about 12 pages long. You can find the PDF online. It is a worthwhile read, or you can just play the game on Steam. I recommend it. Amazing story, extremely well written, and I think it just deserves a place in the fog.
Benny!
Next on my list is who I believe is objectively the face of modern day slasher horror. That would be Art the Clown. Now, I know there's a lot of mixed feelings among people about adding art to the game purely because of how graphic and shocking the movies are. Are we forgetting how shocking and graphic the other IPs were when they first came out? I mean, look at Evil Dead and Hellraiser. Those two movies were like solely responsible for nearly making horror movies illegal in the UK. This is nothing new. Art the Clown has quite a bit of credential here. He's been around for quite a while, but didn't really gain much of a stride until the proper cinematic release of Terrifier came out, where, holy crap, a new actual good slasher movie in the big 20, whenever the hell the movie came out. I don't remember. But Art made quite a splash when he came onto the scene, honestly. There's so much you could do with, well, I guess not really his cosmetics, but his weapons, surely. His prestige cosmetic is probably the easiest no duh I've seen for a cosmetic in this game. I mean, he looks like this all the fucking time. And I don't know, just like not having him in this game would feel wrong in a way. He's done such a good job since he, really gained his popularity. And, I'd like to see him. He looks so friendly. Diving into a bit more of a controversial idea, I would say we're going a bit to the east here. When Attack on Titan was added in, everybody's mind was blown that, oh my god, anime is considered. Oh, and then, like, Tokyo Ghoul got a full chapter. And you know what? As cool as that is, I feel like we should have gone more OG, even from the same magazine that Tokyo Ghoul was published in, and gone with Elfen Lied. Now, I'm not going to spoil very much about Elfen Lied. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. But I know a lot of you are already bitching about how, again, graphic and shocking. We've already covered that with Terrifier. But there's a lot of heavy opinions with Elfen Lied about how, oh, it's so garbage. I feel like they're just not enjoying the series for what it's actually trying to be. It's it's a beautiful, beautiful story, and Lucy as a character has so much potential for a killer in Dead by Daylight. Now, when it comes to a survivor, we can't do like Coda. She would never, never hurt Coda. Never, never. She would defy the entity forever if it meant she wouldn't hurt Kota. So I figure, why not somebody a bit more reasonable, and we'll pick Bondo. Bondo, I think, would be interesting because we don't really see a lot of evil-ish characters as survivors. I mean, we kind of got that with Tori. Uh, Now, Bondo is not inherently evil. He's just kind of morally dubious. He's a great fucking character. Now, some of you may be asking me, Gabriel, do you really think it's a good idea to add a controversial anime like this to Dead by Daylight? And no, 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 of course not. I don't think that's a good idea. Because you need to understand, I didn't say anything about the anime. Oh, we're going there. Next up on my list is obviously Friday the 13th. Come on, it's like the one iconic slasher we don't have in the game yet. Jason belongs in the game. We are still needing. Oh. Huh. Uh. And number six is Clock Tower with Scissorman as the killer and Jennifer Simpson as the survivor. Totally didn't just force this into my list. Okay, in all honesty, though, Clock Tower is kind of a hidden gem. It was given a bit more spotlight when John Tron made that review on the original game, and since then we've gotten a full remaster by Way Forward, and it's beautiful. It plays awesome, and honestly, I'm the kind of guy that likes to respect the OGs. This game's even older than Resident Evil, actually. So I feel like just you know, for the sake of respecting your elders, why not? I feel like Scissorman would be a goofy but fun addition to the game. Come on, guys, Clock Tower. It'd be great. All right, with this one, I'm going to be concise because everyone and their mama's mama want this character in the game. It's Candyman. Now, me personally, I didn't like the newer movie. I would prefer we stick to the Tony Todd Candyman, although it's a bit of a coin toss for me. Either A, immortalize him in Dead by Daylight, get his likeness rights from his family, or B, just let him rest and do like your own version of Candyman's face in a way. It would feel wrong, but I don't know. I feel like either way would be respectful. It just depends on what his family would want. But anyway, everybody wants fucking Candyman. Pick a moveset idea. I'm sure there's plenty online. Still waiting on him. Please, behavior, please. This next one's a bit of an odd choice because I guarantee you nobody else has this on their list. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. You're looking at this like, what the fuck is this Tim Burton shit? Well, correct, it is Tim Burton. It is an adaptation directed by Tim Burton of the stage musical. Oh yeah, yeah. We got movies, TV, books, anime, video games, and Dead by Daylight. Now time for a stage musical. Um, Absolutely gorgeous story. Very heavy, like gothic feel. I think I absolutely adore it. We got Johnny Depp as Todd himself, and Mrs. Lovett played by Helena Bonham Carter. Tim Burton's two favorite fucking people in the world. Uh, if you ever have a chance to watch this movie, go right ahead. It's a great watch. Even if you aren't into musicals, I'd recommend just trying it out because it doesn't do like the usual stuff you'd expect from a musical and like stuff people find irritating about them. It's very violent in its music, and it's interesting to hear. And the music, God, Epiphany as a terror radius, please. Now with Todd's kid, it would be a bit difficult to do because Todd's a stealthy killer just purely for the fact he looks normal. Well, in the context of the movie, he looks normal. I mean, you look at this dude in Dead by Daylight, you're not going to think that's Dwight for the life of you. Very distinct character design. So I have some ideas for a power. I'm not going to get into them here. If somebody's curious in the comments and wants to know, by all means, I'll tell you. Um, but just generally speaking, I think thematic wise, it would be very interesting. Also, Judge Turpin as a survivor. Again, this is harkening back to what I was saying with Elfin Lead. A villainous survivor would be very interesting. He is the main antagonist of the movie. It's just that, Todd's the killer. Uh, there's a lot of interesting ways I think behavior could adapt a musical into the game, and I don't know. I feel like this would be the perfect way to do it. All right, getting back into one of the top dogs from my old list, House of a Thousand Corpses. Now I'm going to need to elaborate on stuff. Captain Spaulding, while he is the most iconic face of the franchise, I mean, just look at them. You know that makeup. You may not know the movie, but you know that makeup. While Spaulding is the most iconic looking character, he doesn't really have that much going on for him in terms of what could be a viable kid. None of the characters really do in this movie. Um, but Spaulding even less so than the others, which is why I opt in for Otis because he just generally gets up to more in these movies, and like generally speaking, it's like the same thing that I had going on with Tony Todd. I to an extent, I kind of just want Sid Haig to rest. The dude's a fucking legend. I don't want anything to like taint his legacy, especially with how DBD can be. So, Otis would probably be the better choice. I can imagine like a Captain Spaulding charm. Uh, Back in my last list, I was talking about how a gun could feasibly work, but you would need to nerf the hell out of it. And looking back on it, I don't know. I feel like Otis would be one of those characters that would just fit perfectly fine as a skid for Legion. Um, House of a Thousand Corpses and its sequels, Devil's Rejects and Three from Hell, they got the special kind of horror that like The Strangers and Texas Chainsaw Massacre had, where it feels real, like this could feasibly happen to you, and it's fucking scary. And Otis is the perfect representation of that. This motherfucker is just so goddamn, just unapologetically evil. And not even like Michael Myers kind of cartoony, oh, embodiment of evil. It's just like, no, this dude's just fucked up. And I feel like we need to see more of like the reasonable corruption of humanity in DBD. Like we get all these monsters and like liches and whatnot, but just like a fucked up person would feel weirdly refreshing anyway, I think. Here at number 2 on my list, we have what was number 1 on my old list, uh, Herbert West Reanimator. And you might be wondering, why did this go down? Well, it's because I found something better, but also Reanimator's in a bit of a weird place. Behavior clearly has a lot of respect for Lovecraft and wants to do stuff regarding them. I mean, there's a good amount of Cthulhu imagery in Dead by Daylight. Um, and I feel like if you want to ground it to just like a human killer, Herbert would be probably the best choice, or even Survivor. He could play either role perfectly well. Um, my idea for his kit hasn't really changed much since the first video. I did go into detail there, but I don't know. I still have a deep love for Reanimator, and I do definitely want to see Herbert join the Fog at some point. It's just, it's comparatively a much more niche title, and I just kind of don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, if at all. And I would love to see it, but likelihood kind of, lack of likelihood kind of kills hype. But if it happened, I would still cry tears of joy, like I said I would. Now, for a bit of funsies, I'm gonna show you guys all the characters that I kind of predicted in a way. They were either in the main spots on my list or in honorable mentions, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool. And for the last one, I just kind of let it speak for itself.
Take it easy. Daniels, get those elevators running.
There's something in here with us.
Up there! Kid! No! Daniels, door's open! Hands on the door!
But Gabriel, what happened? That game was number 10 on your list last time. How did it jump all the way to number 1? Because now I played it, and you should too. Bye.